Tyrese Haliburton is seen as the next Reggie Miller, by the Indiana Pacers, by general manager Chad Buchanan. It's kind of crazy, to hear about this. It was kind of wild in the first place when the Sacramento Kings elected to let him go. I thought they were just going to move in another direction and moving on from De'Aaron Fox, but they obviously chose to go in a different direction. I mean, it is what it is. But nonetheless, man, it's crazy. The This is a wild comparison, but if you look at it, we all know Reggie Miller as the sniper. Obviously, Mr. Indiana, we all know about that. Let's be real. Whenever you think of Reggie Miller, you think of the Indiana Pacers. A dude that really just breathed the Pacers, finished his whole career there. It's kind of wild because Reggie Miller, the kind of shooter that he was, obviously is a different NBA, but Tyrese Haliburton is shooting 50% from the field, averaging 17 points, per game, and then also shooting 41% from the field. That's major. In his first 3 seasons, first year he averaged 13 points. His second year he averaged 14, and then obviously his third year, is 17. So he obviously upped it. It was wild. If you look at, my man Reggie Miller, the legend. He was, in his first season, he averaged 10 points per game. His second year, 16, and then he shot it all the way up to 24. So this is the kind of player that we talking about, when they discussing Reggie Miller. And, like, his third year, he shot 47% from the field and shot 40% from three. And as you can see, is actually, if you want to, it's different NBA, but if you wanted to go by numbers, like how everybody likes to do, Tyrese Haliburton is shooting 41% from three in his third season. So that's better than where Reggie Miller was at in his third year. Obviously, we all know Reggie, he done upped it to 42, things of that nature. He always was a hell of a good three-point shooter, but they obviously see something different, in Tyrese Haliburton, being that centerpiece of this team. Can they build the franchise around Tyrese Haliburton? I think that's the million-dollar question. That's the question I pose. That I would love to see how they're going to shake that out. Are they going to seriously build the whole entire team around Haliburton? Now, we all know, with the Indiana Pacers, they got all the way to the NBA Finals. Reggie, obviously, he couldn't do it. But I mean, it is what it is. Reggie was the truth, man. We all know and also I want to say this. Reggie was a problem, for some of his Eastern Conference counterparts. It was seriously like he was a problem. But nonetheless, man, it is what it is. Can Tyrese Haliburton be a thorn in the ass for somebody like and pause, like somebody like Kyrie or somebody like things of that nature? Is he gonna be a pain in the ass for LaMelo Ball? Is he gonna be a pain in the ass for my man Trae Young and all of these players that think they're going to do what he wants to do? Is he going to stifle them? Because that's what Reggie Miller was doing. He was in the mix. I don't know. Is Tyrese Haliburton, do he have that kind of edge? Reggie wasn't always, Reggie ain't Mr. Nice, Reggie get nasty with you. So, I mean, it is what it is, so it's going to be interesting to see, can they seriously get this job done, building around Tyrese Haliburton. That's going to be interesting to see, in my humble opinion. What are the pieces you see best suited to build around Tyrese Haliburton? They obviously got Turner there. It's some things that have to be done. I want to take a look at their depth chart, because they obviously made some moves. They got Buddy Hield. They have Miles Turner. They have Jalen Smith. They have a couple of people on this roster. McConnell, Tice. So, I mean, if you look at this roster, it's very thin. I mean, seriously, it's tough. It's going to be an uphill battle for them to even be competitive in the Eastern Conference. But if you have, this kind of collection of guys, can Tyrese Haliburton elevate them? You got Buddy Hield there. You have Miles Turner. I guess you want to say that's going to be the cornerstones. That's going to be tough. You know, obviously they got to get another guy in here. You know, now is that other guy going to be Miles Turner, or they're going to have to use Miles, you know, to go ahead and go get what they really need? Because if you look at the Eastern Conference, it's nasty. You know, so it's going to be interesting. Can they even compete? You know, we all know they missed the postseason. You know, so it's going to be wild to see if they can even compete, even get into the play-in. Because when you look at some of these, like the New York Knicks and the Charlotte Hornets, you know, teams that have really gotten better, you know, out here. You know, and then even look at the Detroit Pistons, who finished slightly under the Indiana Pacers. The Indiana Pacers finished 25-57, and the Detroit Pistons finished 23-59. The Detroit Pistons have gotten better, and they have an electrifying young point guard in Cade Cunningham. They just drafted Jaden Ivey. So I'm just saying we might have to pump the brakes, you know. And if Indiana truly feels like that he's really this type of guy, they got to put the pieces around him. You know, that's all they got to do, because this ain't enough. That roster ain't cutting it. We ain't never get to Washington, and like I said, these other teams, Cleveland, and like I said, I mean, where does Indiana truly rank in this? Can he go toe to toe with a Bradley Beal? I'm just saying. You know, if they get into a serious situation, who you taking, him or Melo? I mean, I'm taking LaMelo. If they get into a real encounter, him or Trae Young with DeJounte. See, you behind the gun. Indiana got to do something to level the playing field out here, you know, because I don't really like all the pieces that's on this roster. I don't think they are going to be most competitive in the East, you know, because like I said, everybody's gotten better, going all the way down to Detroit. So it's no easy breaks, you know. It is what it is. I definitely want to know y'all thoughts. This was a definite serious like statement to make, to compare this guy to Reggie Miller. You know, obviously a first ballot Hall of Famer, you know, drafted number 11 in the 1987 NBA draft. It's very funny because I believe that Tyrese Haliburton was drafted number 12, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he was drafted number 12 in the 2020 draft. So it's crazy. 6'5", you know, and then Reggie is 6'7". So I mean, I see where the comparisons could be made. But Indiana has a guy who wants to be there. You know, that's number one. So they need that in Indiana, not a guy that's hunting to leave like they went through with Paul George. You know, so is he going to be the next Reggie Miller? Only time will tell. But we will wait and see. And we're going to be watching Mr. Tyrese Haliburton all season long. It's Flight Sports TV. I appreciate y'all for checking with me. You already know what it is. We're going live later, so make sure everybody pull up. It's crazy. You know, it's crazy, man. Reggie Miller. You know, Reggie freaking Miller. It's Flight Sports TV.